jamming to some Gloria Estefan and the Miami Sound Machine.
Hey, 'tis the season.
No, truly, it's that time of year. The sun goes down early. I get depressed.
You get ready to conga.
Well, what is going to keep you warm?
That's
Besides
true.
the Latin beats of the Miami Sound Machine. We're watching Dr. Beat. We're watching conga. We're listening to Bad Boys. We've got the whole gamut of spicy, hot, caliente beats. And let me tell you, that young Gloria Estefan, second only to Julia Roberts in My Cold Little Heart.
You had a thing for like...
The frizzy hair?
Yeah,
I don't know what
it's
it
the
is.
frizzy hair.
Maybe we'll get into that later.
Yeah, let's get into this. Boyspodcast.com. It's a hub of all things boys. There you'll find links to our Facebook, our Instagram, and our Twitter.
Boys is available on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud. As soon as you're wrapped up with that Miami Sound Machine album, head on over, listen to Boys, and make sure you rate, review, and subscribe. Also, check us out on YouTube. We just launched a YouTube channel. Search Boys Podcast Oklahoma up in that search bar at youtube.com. Subscribe. We're trying to grow that base. We're trying to rise to the top because we're a little buried right now, but we're just starting out. Thank you.
You can email us, boys@boyspodcast.com. Leave us a little feedback. Put your physical address, where you reside, or maybe where you pick up mail. Maybe you have a P.O. box. I always wanted one of those. I always thought they were really cool.
Yeah, I never had one in my life, but I always thought a P.O. box makes you sound legit.
It's a business thing. But hey, if you got a business thing, let us know. Maybe we can swap stickies. We'll send you some free shit.
Speaking of business, I would like to welcome our brand new sponsor. We're so happy to announce that we have partnered with Ridge Wallet. Did you know that the Ridge Wallet is a minimalist front pocket wallet that helps you reevaluate your everyday carry? It was launched by a father-son team, funded on Kickstarter in 2013, now resides in the pockets of over 250,000 men, women, and boys. This RFID blocking wallet is made by two metal plates, either titanium, carbon fiber, or aluminum, bound together by a durable elastic band. They were nice enough to send us 2 wallets to try out. I went for the titanium.
I went for the black, the classic black. Was this one titanium as well?
I'm not sure what it is. I think it might be
carbon fiber.
No, I believe that's aluminum.
Aluminum. It's very nice. It has a heft to it, so it feels really good, but it also hides in your pocket.
You know what you could do after you spend all your money on Christmas shopping? Maybe you're buying Miami Sound Machine records
or tickets to that Miami Sound Machine reunion tour.
Throw this joker right through the window of the shop as you're leaving. Great for breaking windows. Stylish, profilish, beautiful.
I got mine, and as soon as I did the it comes in a beautiful box.
It does.
A nice box
with a nice adjusting screwdriver.
Yeah, to adjust the size. Maybe your wallet's fatter than others. My wallet is not so fat, but I immediately pulled my old wallet out of my wallet. It was a nice wallet. My wife gave it to me many years ago for Christmas. And I start emptying out that wallet, and there's so much junk in it. You don't realize how much shit you carry around in your wallet. I had old, I don't know how many restaurants worth of frequent flyer type things where they stamp your shit. I had 2 hotel room keys from old hotels, just a bunch of shit, needless shit in there. You clean it out. You put your cards in this Ridge wallet, and then it has a money clip on the back. You can just, if you got roll, put your roll on the back. A little walking around money.
If you still carry walking around money, it's the perfect place for it. Listen. Put it right in there.
It's great.
It's so good. I love this thing. I really appreciate the fella father-son team. Again, I'm just so excited. I'm at a loss for words.
And you can get one of your very own if you go to ridgewallet.com/boys, and you will get 10% off your first purchase.
Enter the code BOYS at checkout, 10%, and dare I add, free worldwide shipping.
That's crazy.
Now listen, guys, gals, children, countrymen, lend me your wallet. ridgewallet.com/boys. Also, Fat Bison is not on the list this week. Just kidding. FatBison.com. You know the drill. Also, Anthem Brewing, maker of high-quality beer. We got a special episode tonight.
We sure do.
With a member of the Anthem team. And we'll get to that in just a second. We're going to get these ads out of the way.
Champion Vintage OKC on Instagram. You know the drill about them. Great vintage wares. It's getting to be the winter season, so it's slower on the shop, but definitely buy shit online. Maybe an actual physical location coming soon.
Awesome. Lastly, thank you for the donations, feedback, love. You can hit that golden donate button at boyspodcast.com. Send us a few bucks. We got some shopping to do.
Mic cables aren't cheap, you know.
Mics,
Bandwidths,
lights, cameras,
action.
perhaps. Now here's the show. Welcome to Boys episode 130.
130.
I'm Robbie Ray.
I'm Josh.
I'm Jesse.
And we're here with Jesse House from Anthem Brewing. Jesse, thank you for coming. Glad you made it all right.
Thanks for having me. Sorry I'm a little late, but you know, that's how beer brews. So.
That's right. Slow and perfect.
That's the way the beer brews.
Speaking of beer, you were nice enough to bring us a growler of the Rye'd or Die PA.
Yeah.
Brand new. You guys are releasing this tomorrow. Well,
Thursday.
They're basically
15th, a day and a quarter.
Yeah. Well, when this comes out, it'll be the day of. So perfect timing.
Yes.
And what are you guys doing to celebrate the new release?
I don't even know where to begin. Honestly, we have so many different things. It's like we have our new winter merch apparel coming out through Mint Apparel, and then we've also got what all else is? We got some local artists such as Dustin Giplin, Jason Pauly, and then another gentleman named Tanner. I'm sorry if I can't remember your last name currently right now. And they're going to be actually spray painting some skateboards.
Tanner Frady.
Yeah, Tanner Frady.
Yeah.
Tanner Frady.
Oh, from Frady Cat
Thanks,
Signs?
Frady.
From Frady Cat
All
Signs.
right.
And then we've also got Burger Punk Food Truck, who just started popping up over the last few months with 84 Hospitality. And then we've also got Crave Nuts. They're going to make some punk nuts for us. Yeah,
Always
it might
smell
be
the
like
best, don't they?
punk nuts. We haven't settled on what the combo is, but someone was like Lucky Charms, ramen.
Oh, wow.
Package. I don't know. It's gonna be very hardcore. It sounds
Yeah.
like.
And that's happening Thursday night.
Thursday. So the party really starts at 4, but it doesn't end until like 9, 10 o'clock.
Till your mama comes home, right?
Exactly.
And then this is at the tap room.
This is at the Tap Room, 908 Southwest 4th Street. Basically, the best way to get there is if you're on I-40 and you get off on Western. That's the best route, unless you're just familiar with where to go.
I have a lot of history with Anthem. They've been a great friend to the show.
Oh, yeah.
Since day one or episode 3. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
day 21. I've shot a music video there before.
Sick.
And everybody's just been super cool. So appreciate you carrying on the tradition, and glad to
Trying.
have you here tonight.
I'm
I gotta
stoked.
start out the episode with a quick story.
Okay.
So my girlfriend was over last weekend, and her daughter's playing in her room, and we're just having a great Sunday. We're just hanging out, watching some TV, just kind of doing our thing. And I'm sitting I have this rocking chair. Well, it's not a rocking chair. It's like this old 70s
swivel chair.
Swivel
Yeah.
recliner kind of glider.
Sure.
It's real low profile, really cute. I love sitting in it. And I'm sitting there watching TV, just minding my own business. Kate looks over at me, and in slow motion, I fall backwards out of this chair. I wasn't reclining. I wasn't jackassing around or anything like that. And the fall happened so slow, I swear I could have count to like 5. That's how slow it happened.
Did you hold eye contact with her the whole time?
Oh, yeah. And I believe I was
This is happening.
Yeah.
No.
I believe I was just mouthing like, I'm falling. And I was afraid I was going to hit my head because it's real close to the wall there. And I was like reaching out, kind of holding on to the wall, bracing myself. But there was this moment where there's nothing I can do. There's no righting this ship. I'm falling. And I fall straight backwards, feet straight up in the air. And it got me to thinking, it's been a long time since I've fallen.
Had a good fall?
Had a good fall.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm not the most athletic fella. I'm not a thrill seeker. Roller coasters, not for me.
Yeah.
I don't like I like snow skiing. I don't like skiing at the lake.
Water skiing.
There it is. Water skiing.
So you're not like a tuber. You don't get up like, I love tubing.
I can't stand that shit because I like to be in control. Like, I don't even like riding with people. Like, I prefer to drive.
Right.
I mean, I love the act of a friend giving me a ride somewhere, not having to drive. But I'm always anxious. I'm always kind of like holding on to things, like checking their speedometer.
Hold on to that oh shit handle.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Totally. So in that moment when I was falling, like a million things went through my head. Like the first thing was like, am I going to die?
Is this how it ends?
Yeah. Like, am I falling out of a 2-foot high chair and dying as a man in his late 30s? It was so funny though. Kate was like, damn, I wish I would have had my phone out because I would have just tormented you with this video for years and years and years. After I fell, I just sat there for a second. And I was just like, okay, I haven't been in this position in a long time. Like just total egg on my face. So embarrassing. When's the last time you bit it?
Man, here's the thing. I'm not a very what's the word? Graceful person. I have run-ins with the fall. I tease the fall quite a bit. I almost bit it walking up to your door.
You did.
Today. Hit that little patch of ice. Getting to be that time of year where you got to look out for that ice. But no, I've had several occasions where you're sitting usually at a bar stool, they're higher up, and you don't, the weight balance ratio, and you just fall over. And there's nothing you get. And it all seems like it's going slow-mo in your mind, like on the way down, like your life flashes before your eyes. Every possible scenario of how can I, nope, well, this is going to hurt. It's like, and then, yeah, you have to sit there and kind of reflect.
Right.
And kind of.
You have so much time to reflect.
Yeah. But you weren't, were you sitting in it weird? I'm just trying to figure out like.
Nope. I was sitting in the chair just like I'm sitting here. Like I said, I wasn't leaning back. I wasn't, at that tipping point at all. It was almost like God came and just pulled it out from under me. And it didn't break. Nothing like that. I don't know. Are you a faller? Are you a habitual faller?
I haven't fallen in a while, but I stumble into things quite a bit.
Okay. You look like a graceful guy.
I try, you know. I mean, I have to keep a pretty well balance between like the beer I drink and, how much and everything like that. I did happen to one night after closing up run straight into the bar's corner, and that left me a pretty gnarly black purple bruise for like 3 weeks. But I haven't fallen in a while. I've seen plenty of other people falling out of their bars whenever I'm out and about trying to do some business, but not me personally.
That's always the best thing to see is those awkward moments like that.
Right.
I love seeing that. But when it happens to me, but when it happens to me, I'm just like, I hope nobody saw that. Oh my God, that's so embarrassing.
Oh, there's thousands upon thousands, probably millions of YouTube videos of people falling, and they're funny. They're great. Yeah. But like even in your scenario, like just falling back in a chair, that would have won in America's Funniest Home Videos.
Oh, absolutely.
Hands down.
And I'm going to be honest, like part of me wishes Kate would have caught it on video. Like even though it would have been embarrassing.
The way you're describing it, it's almost as if you had enough time to go, quick, grab your phone. On the way back.
If only she had the face unlock.
As you're halfway through this fall, you're like, put on slow-mo.
Yeah, exactly. Or I'll do it again. I'll just do it again.
Recreating a fall.
That bums me out, though.
That's stressful because you know to expect it.
Exactly.
Yeah. And what if it hurts more than it did before?
Yeah, what if that's how you die? He died recreating a fall out of a 2-foot chair. That pisses me off, though. Like, if I see that, I love a montage of falling, that would be like back when Vine was a thing.
It'll be like some Black Mirror BS that where like, you have a perfect day. Like it's like such a normal total episode. And everyone's like, what the fuck is happening here? And then all of a sudden you just go like, come home, lean back in your chair. And then like you just get pencil jabbed like the Joker in The Dark Knight Returns or something.
Yeah.
Exactly. I don't know.
I can see it now. It's like slow motion. Maybe Lou Reed's The Perfect Day song is playing in the background and you just slowly fall, hit your head. Then, a beautiful artsy shot of like the blood rolling across the wood floor.
Oh,
yeah.
Fade to black.
Yeah.
It's things you never really thought about as a young man. And now that we're getting old, like falls are highly fucking dangerous. That shit kills you. Like you can fall and hit your head a certain way and snap your neck and then you're dead. Or you can fall onto a pencil. You can fall into a vat of beer and drown.
Yeah.
That would be...
What a way to go out,
I was going to say, that would be quite a way to go.
I'd drink myself out.
So every time I give tours at the brewery, people are always like, oh, like, well, how long would it take someone to drink if they're like floating in the tank, like on Beer Fest? And I'm like, okay, one, that beer was flat. That tank should not have been see-through. Personally, me saying that... from my own knowledge, I think now, I mean, if you're trying to make something that's flat and cool, that's for you. But
right.
And the Hollywood perspective, so many people now think that like, oh, how did he chug that entire like 60 barrel like fermenting tank of the beer? Well, one, the beer wasn't even done brewing to begin with, but there's a reason why they his character died in that episode.
Yeah,
in that movie.
It's
also a movie.
Yeah, Hollywood magic, as they say.
Super Trooper guys. So
Yeah, I don't think that it's possible to ingest that much, because wouldn't you just grow to the size of the inside?
I mean, unless you had some kind of drinking superpower that no one knew about and you just discovered it and you kind of overdid it yourself.
Or
That's what it
you
is.
have to expel the amount of liquid that you take in that you don't use. So you're basically just pissing back into it. So you're
just
drowning in your own
you're
piss.
creating a cycle.
Yeah.
I don't know. So how did you come to start working at Anthem? Like, tell me a little history about your experience there.
It's so crazy. So I think it was about a decade ago now, whenever I first did Anheuser-Busch brewery tour in St. Louis. I never would have imagined I would eventually move up to Oklahoma City, kind of go back and forth through all these other jobs. And one day be working at Anthem Brewing Company, where I do a little bit of everything but brew the beer, and that's why it's so good, right?
Delicious. I'm telling you, it's going down smooth.
So
I see the ringing. I don't know if that's a term, but whatever. What is this called?
Oh, I love the ringing.
That's just some foam. That's good stuff. That's good positive things.
Okay.
Now, if you were to try and clean that glass and you still saw more of it, that's a dirty glass. But that's a very good clean glass with how
when you have like the ring
how you're drinking it and
foam
everything.
levels.
Spoken like a true tap room.
Trying.
Dude, when you told me you were gonna bring some Rye'd or Die, I get excited. So we're in the holiday seasons. We just got done with Halloween. We're sneaking on. November is going way too fast.
It's what, like the 15th, the
Halfway
13th?
through the month.
It's insane.
We're almost to Thanksgiving, and then we got Christmas, but it's also Rye'd or Die season.
Yeah.
You get that delicious, and it's my favorite Anthem beer, hands down.
Yeah, we'll have it until we always brew it right around the middle of March, and then we'll bring it ended around like we always brew it around November, and then we'll brew it around like the beginning of stop brewing it around the end of like March or so. So it's a very winter seasonal kind of falling into spring sort of beer. But that doesn't mean that we don't have more special fun things coming along down the road over the next few months here and there, like Festivus, Pappy Burleson. We've got these, I don't want to go too far, but we've got some like pretty cool stuff coming out in the spring where it's going to be like a prom themed sort of style beer, how we promote it and everything. Nice. Yeah, we've had it before, Pomp and Circumstance. We're considering doing like 4-packs of it. I'll show you guys the cans possibly later, but I can't show anyone else currently right now.
A little sneak peek.
It's so good to be a boy.
Exclusive.
Yeah.
So you said St. Louis. Is that where you're from?
No, St. Louis was whenever I first went to a brew house. It was Anheuser-Busch. And I never would have imagined about 9-10 years later I would actually be working at a brewery where I do a little bit of everything but brew the beer. So my first bar gig was whenever I was 21. I was working at Saints. I was maybe like 2 or 3 months into being 21. First thing I ever made was a vodka water. I had no fucking idea what a vodka water was. That's why I'm into craft beer, because I was not very knowledgeable in
Hold on.
cocktail making. But
vodka water.
So I'd maybe been to a bar a few times before I actually started bartending there. I don't know if they knew that. They asked me if my favorite color was blue, and I said yes, and that was a pretty positive note that I got the job.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. I got lucky. No, but I originally did start there to be a bartender, and then I eventually started actually brewing their ginger beer in-house. It's really more juicing than it is like brewing a beer, but there's still some sort of yeast and chemical reactions and everything that happens just as much as there was. Exactly.
Little science.
So I was like there for a year, and like I've worked at the Other Room. I've worked at Empire. I've worked at Eazy-E. I've kind of like dipped my toes in a little bit of everything that is Oklahoma City.
That's where I recognize you from.
Empire. Yeah.
Yes. I was like, as soon as you walked in tonight, we've never formally met. And I was like, dude, your face looks so familiar. Either you work at a pizza place or you were on Parks and Rec. I don't know if you've ever got that before, but
I have. Adam Scott.
Yeah, you
I
definitely.
get that here and there.
Yeah.
I don't want to try and say I look like the guy if he's listening or anything like that.
Now that you
but
say it, I totally fucking see it. 100%. And now I will never not see it.
someone once told me I look like the guy from X-Men Wolverine Origins movie who was Sabretooth. I've been told that once or twice.
Oh, Liv Schreiber.
Liv Schreiber. And I'm like,
I would say more handsome Liv Schreiber.
It's fair. But no, I got my first bartending gig at Saints, and I've just kind of been like here and there ever since for the last 7 years being in OKC.
Service industry.
Exactly. I've tried doing. I moved to Dallas for a year. I did a little bit of like staffing agency there. Helped about 100 people find some jobs. But then I was like, I feel like I need to go back to OKC. I've had a few opportunities since the last like 2.5 years since I've been back to move away and go to Hawaii, do more management and other opportunities. But I felt like there was always a reason why I'm still here, and now I'm working at Anthem, and I can't imagine there being something else.
You moved to Hawaii?
No, but I had the chance.
Oh, okay.
How do you turn down a chance to move to Hawaii?
You just follow your gut. You know?
Well, I mean, and then Hawaii, like, pretty much erupted and a lot of shit goes down.
That's fair, yeah.
I mean, I had a science teacher in, like, I think it was like 6th grade or something, who basically told us, Hawaii is a beautiful place, but I wouldn't buy any real estate there because eventually it's going to be nothing. Because it is. It's an island that is always sinking, and it's beautiful, but you know what? Nothing lasts. Nothing gold can stay.
But what if someone offered you like a pineapple farm, like a quarter of a pineapple farm?
And then I'd be like, all right, cool.
Yeah, why not?
I guess pineapples make money. I mean,
Bananas?
Roseanne's got a peanut farm. What does she have?
Does she?
Some sort of a nut farm in Hawaii. Yeah.
Huh.
Making bank.
I've never been to a brewery. I've
really?
And I've always wanted to go to one. Yeah, I need to rectify that. I've been to Colorado where they're everywhere, and I know there's some here, and I've been to Anthem Brewing. Hello.
Okay, good.
Okay, yes, that's the only brewery I've ever been to. But when I think brewery, growing up in Oklahoma, there wasn't really much.
Are you thinking
here.
like Laverne?
Well, no, it was taboo almost.
It
was taboo almost.
Yeah.
Totally. I mean, it wasn't, but like 50 years ago, whenever 3.2 beer just became legal in Oklahoma City and everthing like that.
That's so crazy.
It's insane. I mean, it wasn't even, but like 2-ish years ago, whenever like Bill 424 got passed on August 26th, that finally made it established to where tap rooms can be inside a brewery.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. Like my parents live in Colorado and they grow medical marijuana.
Oh no. I'm about to get some of that.
Oh no. Don't tell my parents I talked about their stuff. But I get all the time whenever I meet people, I'll mention that sometimes, and they're like, why don't you move to Colorado and just grow with your family? And it sounds like your brother and his fiance is doing really well with her farm. And I'm just like, why? Whenever I can make history here, just pouring beer right now in Oklahoma, you know?
Yeah.
Like we're a little bit behind, but like we're not the last one.
We're
finally,
finally, we're at the precipice of something bigger. Like we've taken steps and strides. It's like the whole election thing where it's like, well, I'm going to go move to blah, blah, blah. Then you're just going to leave and
you're not fixing the problem that's already here.
Change. I want to be here when things do change. We've got medical marijuana. I want to be here when recreational goes. I want to be here when Oklahoma's the first to do, name it. I don't know.
Well, hey, we got cold beer in liquor stores now, and that's a question I had for you.
Okay.
Nothing, on the record 100%, but like, as an employee of Anthem, I was just wondering, like, are you guys excited about that, or is it just kind of like, I mean, is it going to help you guys, hurt you guys?
No, I mean, we're already like way ahead than we like thought we would be. We're in literally now not just on premise accounts, which are like restaurants, bars, but also gas stations and liquor stores where it's like over 2,000 accounts in the entire state of Oklahoma.
Yeah.
It's insane.
So that's huge.
It's insane. You can generally always find one of our beers now in every single store.
And that's just more money.
Exactly.
It's more business.
And all we're trying to do you're right. I mean, all we're trying to do is like Anthem is just make good beer and then give good beer to good people who want to try it. And that's all we've been having for the last 5 years since we've been established where we're at currently right now.
See, I think that's cool. Because people are like, well, that's good. That's gonna be bad for local breweries. And I think it's fucking great for local breweries because before you either had to go to the tap room and get it, or you had to go to a liquor store that carried it to get it. Mm-hmm. Now, let's say you lived in kind of a little bit more of a rural area, but you go to like a Buy for Less to get your beer. Well, you can get a Miller Lite, or you can get, a 6-pack of Anthem IPA for a few dollars more. And you can try an actual good, because they don't have good beer in shitty small towns, but now they can have access to good beer.
Yeah, I've noticed that some grocery stores, even they've been having discounts here and there. Like I would try and keep a lookout for those. I mean, gas stations, regardless, you can usually find like 2 or 3 of our beers. Tap room, though, you're always going to find it with already the tax included, and it's going to, maybe be a little bit more affordable for certain people if they're willing to take that trip. But what we want to make sure is that, we're not only pushing beer now in Oklahoma City or just Tulsa, but the entire state.
Right.
There's a huge, at the end of the day, like it's really hard to remember that like there's a lot of other counties and a lot of other little tiny towns and cities around the area of Oklahoma, around the Panhandle even, that are craving to have something more than just domesticated beer.
Right.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No.
But like, why not take that step into trying a lager, OK Pills, even, something like that. It's a gateway, even for people who only generally drink wine. Try a Saison, try a Goza. You never know what kind of craft style might come out at a certain brewery that might be exactly what you've been looking for. It's just been waiting for you to be shown it.
Right.
So.
Before they started selling the High Point beer in gas stations and cold beer in liquor stores, I never thought it would matter that much.
Right.
But I'll tell you this, ever since it went through, like getting a bottle of wine at 7-Eleven.
It's so satisfying.
Or like, Winco or wherever. It's satisfying and it's just easy. It's like I don't have to make that other stop. I can just grab it and go.
Well, it's like you don't have to sit at a bar on a Monday night until like midnight trying to get a buzz going if like you don't already have anything whenever you're off work at like 10 a.m. or 10 p.m. Sorry. Vice versa, because a lot of places can't legally sell beer until 10 a.m. So, no, it's just super convenient. I mean, if it's like 1 a.m., you can still buy wine or beer at a grocery store or gas station until 2, depending on the exact location, of course. But no, it's thrilling. It's history being made while like we're all here. Yeah. Like it's a reason why like I'm still trying to thrive here in Oklahoma and everything. So.
Well, that's what's so interesting is like, so we've had, tattooing has become legal in the last, I mean, it's been a while.
Like what, 15 years, 12 years?
12 or so? Yeah, I would say something like that.
12.
Okay. So yeah. And then the beer laws have changed. Medical marijuana is now a thing.
Which was just like, who saw that coming, honestly, even if it was like a close call.
Yeah. I mean, I was a proponent of it. I went and did my civic duty. I voted. I actually went to my doctor last week, so I'm in the whole process.
I have friends who already have their medical marijuana cards.
Yeah. I've seen them. I've seen them now, like in the flesh, and I think it's a great thing. I follow the Oklahoma Medical Marijuana Authority on Twitter. And every day they post updated numbers, and they're saying that if they keep the pace that they're going now, by the end or in 1 year, there's going to be 50,000 people with their cards.
Hey, damn! Trust me, it should be probably double that, because on the outskirts of Oklahoma, there's tons of stuff that's already just been happening. I personally think.
I think what it is, what's going to be not the hindrance, but I guess it'd be a hindrance, is the cost in getting it. It's a little expensive, but it's like, dude,
it's fucking outrageous, man.
Well, it's so funny because, like, I mean, for a small portion, that's not a whole lot. I mean, you can only, depending on like where you're buying it or who from, it's only, small certain portion of like $50, $75. But if you're buying it, respectfully, legally,
well, Josh is talking about the actual process of
so you have to
getting
the
card.
It's $100 just to apply for your card.
Oh no. Well, yeah, you're right. Okay,
and then you pay $250 to a doctor, right?
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
I'm in the whole $350 right now.
Yeah,
it's a lot of money.
But here's the thing:
I've been saving though.
That's the thing. Even as a person who makes a decent amount of money, it's an expense.
Oh yeah.
Whereas someone who maybe makes like $8 an hour, but wants to get a medical marijuana card, how are they going to do that? Since it's medicine, should it be covered under insurance?
Yeah, I would like to say
like a prescription.
Yeah, I would like to say so. I mean, and then there are way more harmful medicines out there.
Oh, 100%.
But for instance, I went to California 2 years ago, and I got my medical marijuana card over the phone.
Crazy.
I called a doctor. It was $35 for the card. I was on the phone for maybe 3 minutes, and asked me a few questions. Then I had to text the doctor a picture of my driver's license. They then emailed me my medical marijuana card within like 15 minutes, and I was done. And then I could this was right before recreational went through.
I'm so surprised you did that, because all of those steps sound like, to me, something that Robbie would not do. Like, give your information to, like, something's a little fishy. Like, almost like a scam.
Don't get me wrong. I give my information out all the time. In fact, let me just read my driver's license number. I'll pull it out of my Rye'd wallet here. And, no, it was a little sketch.
but it turned out.
But
Okay.
that's just how their plan and everything setting up is so simple.
Well,
I
they
mean,
do-
Wade.
I think they do it for. I mean, now it's recreational there. At the time, it probably wasn't.
It wasn't. It was when I went, the recreational had went through, but it wasn't implemented yet.
yeah.
So I was on that weird cusp. But my medical license lasted a year, and I actually went back 2 more times just for work. So I was like, cool, I get to
Yeah, you're still
my
card carrying. It's legal.
$35 worth.
I was
Nice.
so my wife and I were just having the conversation about that. Like, so let's say you go apply for a job and you get drug tested. How does that work?
There are strange loopholes or lack of loopholes sometimes. I mean, there are still jobs in Oklahoma that will drug test,
Right.
and there
Right.
always will be.
But is that not, if something becomes legal-ish, like the medicinal marijuana, would that not mean that you can test me for cocaine and all this other shit, but if you test me for something that it's legal for me to have,
Right. You have a card for it.
I have a
and
card for
everything
it.
like.
Honestly, I'm not sure. I'd like to know.
Yeah, me too.
I would like to try and think that like the corporation would be respectful to like it just being the same as pills.
yeah.
You know, I mean, I'd much rather have an employee who's smoking medical marijuana, has a card, it's legal and everything like that, than have them on something that's maybe been bugging them out for like 4 or 5 years, and really it's not doing them any
I mean,
good.
Yeah, totally.
If you want to be honest about it and real about it, I mean, drug testing anyway is just, I think it's ridiculous. It's like, oh, that thing you do on your off time? Yeah, you can't do that if you want to work here.
I have, thankfully,
Oh, that thing that keeps you sane during
Yeah.
your job.
I've never, thankfully, had to take a drug test in my life.
Really?
Ever.
Same.
Never.
Dude,
Never.
really?
No.
It's
I've-
rare.
I've
It's
peed in
rare.
so
was-
many cups.
Never had to do it. I when I was like 17, I applied to be a bag boy or a cashier at like an Albertsons.
Oh,
Nice.
And I went in for the interview. You know, I was young. I was just ready to work. I needed some money. You know, those PlayStation 2 games weren't going to buy themselves. So
Gas- hey, that truck ain't gonna fill itself up.
yeah. So I went in and I had an interview, and then they were like, okay, well, now all you have to do is go take this. Da-da-da. And I don't even think I was smoking pot back then, but I was just like, nah, I don't want to fuck with that. Like, I'll just go to the next grocery store right down the street and apply there.
Yeah.
And, you know, it was
It's just
silly.
what I do on Saturday and Sunday has no effect on what I do Monday through Friday.
True.
You mean to say Monday night when I get off work, I can get shit-faced drunk,
Right.
just pissed drunk, wake up in the morning hungover, possibly still drunk, and go to work, and it's totally fine.
Well, I've never like, I like beer. I like beer. every episode it
It's
fucking
kinda-
comes in here. But like I've never fucked with like crazy drugs. Like I've done some mushrooms and like I've done some ecstasy when I was like a teenager and shit like that. But I've always been kind of like easygoing when it comes to that stuff. Like I've never done coke or any of that stuff. I've never got into pills. I had some friends that, no joke, like pills destroyed their lives.
Right.
I mean, they became fucking basket cases.
Over the counter stuff, even that you can buy legally
Yeah,
with
dude.
no ID.
When I was in high school, I wouldn't call them like good friends, but I had a group of guys I ran around with, and some of the guys were addicted to like Yellow Jackets and like Minithins. They're basically like super high powered caffeine pills.
Trucker speed.
Yeah, it's like trucker.
Ugh.
Yeah, trucker speed, exactly.
It shit's insane.
And I took one time, just peer pressure, and it just gave me like heart palpitations. And I was super anxious, and I was like, never again. And I didn't even take more than I was supposed to. Some of these guys, like, they were tripping out on like Sominex, which is like a over-the-counter sleep medicine.
What?
Yeah.
They take like a whole package of
Just
them.
take a nap.
Yeah.
There's an
Smoke
over-the-counter medicine called Coracetin, triple C is what we called it. And what you do is you open the box, you take all of the pills out of it, and then you take every single one of those pills. And you trip.
It's crazy.
You trip balls. I did that one time, and it was really insane. And then the next day I was like, I just destroyed my liver.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
hard, probably irreparably.
Set you back like a year.
Yeah, but
But shaved a year right off
but
the
the
top.
friends that I did it with, they do that shit. They did that shit all the time.
Well, they're all
Like,
dead
just-
now, so no.
maybe.
Just on the inside.
Hmm.
So you're from Oklahoma?
So I'm from southeast, like LaFleur County, Oklahoma. What's really funny, is I'm just a small town Southern boy, honestly.
Just a small town boy.
I did do that in show choir my sophomore year of college, actually, with a bunch of other people.
Show choir, we have a lot in common, my friend.
Yep.
I never got into show choir.
No, it was a
saw pictures
scholarship,
of
and it was a blast, and it helped me like be more comfortable with just like who I was.
No, hold on.
And
Yeah,
stuff.
Let's slow down here. So I'm not knocking show choir.
No, absolutely
choir,
not.
But I need to know I never really knew exactly what's the show in show choir.
Well, the show choir is the show, and show choir is the show. So
Performance?
you're singing,
Singing,
and dancing, and usually it's
reacting with the audience.
It's themed. Like,
Right.
Well, how we did it at Choctaw High School, we were called Sting. That was the name of our.
I get it. Yeah, the yellow jackets.
Yeah. So, yeah, it would be a theme, and so we do like 8 to 10 songs, and they'd all be like, one was like doo-wop themed or like 1950s themed. So your outfits would match the theme of the show. So you would sing and dance, but it wasn't quite a musical because there would be no like dialogue or acting.
Okay.
So
and you have costume changes?
So ours was kind of lame.
Sometimes.
It was like season 1 of Glee, basically.
Okay.
But it was so much fun at the same time. Like I can't begin to explain how it helped me be more comfortable, which was like socializing in public, strangers, stuff like that. So
Like public speaking or
Exactly.
public singing and dancing.
exactly.
Yeah.
But I've always felt like I've never had my own personal bubble space. I'm just like, okay, whatever. Like just don't hurt me, you know? So.
Yeah.
Girls too.
But no, we did like Jesse's Girl and random stuff
So
like
you did
that.
Don't Stop Believing.
Don't Stop Believing.
Jesse's Girl.
Jesse's Girl. What else was there? I don't know. I was a drunk in a musical that year. State Fair. That was pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I never got to actually drink on stage, but I played it off pretty
Pretend it.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not gonna say I got in character, but I may have gotten in character.
But I'm not.
No, one season of ours, we did. It was kind of like doo-wop kind of thing, and I got to sing lead on Billy Joel's classic "For the Longest Time."
Oh.
And boy, did I think that was so cool!
Nice.
I bet you thought you were hot shit.
I was hot shit in my white shirt, collarless shirt with the bedazzled cummerbund. What do they call that? Not bedazzled.
Sequined?
Sequined. That's the difference in show choir and regular choir. Regular choir, your cummerbund is black or maybe a purple.
Yeah, it's more formal.
But show choir, we're gonna jazz it up a bit. Put
Right.
some sequins on those cummerbunds.
It's like gayer. Right? Like
Pretty
it's-
much.
Okay. But see, that's the thing is I didn't know there was a difference. And then I saw like choir, everybody standing there in like their suits with the tie and looking very like astute and like firm. And then show choir is always like, hello!
Very
like a lot of this going on.
He's
Like,
giving
the
jazz hands if no one's watching.
Yeah.
But there's like, there's
Which sounds way more fun.
oh yeah,
Absolutely.
there's state contests for like choir and acting and drama and all this shit. But there's also that for show choir, so you can like compete various show choir, and that's where it gets a little weird.
Well, see, that's what I was going to say. Like, I never got into that stuff in high school or junior high, but I knew you were.
Yeah.
And I was always kind of jealous. Like, I was like, damn it, I should have just tried out. I should have just done it. Because I was always like, man, there's a couple girls in there that are,
No, I mean,
they're fine.
personally, respectfully, it's just like if you're gonna hang out with a cool crew at school, like go to the theater, go to the band. Like you don't have to be like in sports or like
Right.
FFA and any like that BS that's so overrated or whatever you want to believe it is. Like go join band, go join show choir, go join a drama club, be in theater, because you're going to be exactly who you are as a person, I feel like,
Yeah.
rather than trying to fake it.
Oh,
Dude,
for sure.
I went to one drama club meeting at Choctaw High School, and I wasn't in the club, but I just went. I think I was dating a girl at the time who was in that dating. We were hanging out. I walked her to her,
You were carrying her books.
Yeah, I walked her to the bus or whatever, or maybe it was even junior high. But anyways, I remember being so enthralled by it all, and I was like, whoa. From the outside, this looks like nerdy or whatever,
Yeah.
but when they're all in that room, in their element, not being judged by the jocks or the farmers or
Right.
whatever, they're having the time of their lives.
It is so
Yeah.
much
Like,
fun.
This is awesome.
It's a blast.
We talk about that show. What was that 90s show that was on Netflix that we really liked?
Oh,
What was that
Everything
called?
Sucks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were like
Drama.
drama
Yeah.
nerds, for lack of a better term. But like even watching that, it like took me back to like that kind of magical. Oh damn! I wish I would have like got
Well, see,
into that.
And
you
that
know?
show they portrayed that exactly how it was at Choctaw. It was, you had the drama kids and you had the broadcasting kids who did the student news.
That's what I did.
It was intertwined. It was because the same teacher did both. So some of the broadcasting kids would do drama. Some of the drama kids would be on the broadcasting because they want to be in front of the camera.
Right.
But what it is
more jazz hands.
So better than doing sports, you get so much time out of class. Like so much.
You really do.
We have
excused absences.
Excused absences. Almost vacations. Well, there's a contest. It's a tri-state, so we got to go to Kansas City for this thing, and we're going to be gone for a week.
What was that whole like judge court fake trial stuff? Do you remember ever doing that? Mock trials.
And then there was the model UN, like student UN too.
I did that one time, and I was supposed to pretend to be a dad who was very upset about his son dying, but I was more proud about trying to nail the part.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, yeah.
Character development.
Yeah, no. So the judge, or like the judgery, whatever his name was, or her, I can't remember now, was like, yeah, you didn't seem that sentimental about your son dying, so you should work on that. But like, regardless, like, you nailed everything else. I was like, oh, so cry. I'm sorry.
Sorry for not crying.
Dude, there was nothing better than the excused absence as a kid.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, you know, being sick's one thing, whatever, but when you got that excused absence, oh man, it's a freebie. Like, why can't I have those at work sometimes? Right?
Yeah.
I was thinking about that today at work. I too have a job that I really like. It's, you know, I'm in the guitar pedal industry, as is Josh. I grew up playing guitar. Well, when I quit sports around 14, learned to play guitar, started being in bands. So great.
Yeah.
And now I get to like do things for a guitar pedal industry, and you know, I love my job. I love what I do. I always say it's better than shoveling shit, you know?
Yeah, I work on a pig farm for a year.
Literally
shoveling
so,
shit for a year.
So we could swap stories.
But yeah, no, absolutely. You know, but it was worth it. I beat my rivals, so that's what matters.
Right. But sometimes, like today at work was a perfect example. Like, was just working on a bunch of stuff. I have a lot to do this week, and I thought, like, man, you know, I sure would like one of those mental health days.
Right.
Just a day to just fuck off and play video games.
Drink some Anthem beer.
Yeah, just fucking get drunk at 10 a.m. You know, just...
Ever done it?
Oh, yeah. Not in a long time.
No, it's a younger man's game. But...
South by Southwest 2 years in a row, yeah.
Oh, festivals where that shit goes down.
Las Vegas, 7:30 in the morning. Like, yeah, I'm going to open
time
one.
doesn't exist in Las Vegas.
It doesn't.
I've never been. I need to go. Or should I?
Wild. Is it good? It's good. Just make sure like you really plan out what you're into and how wild it's going to be. Don't let it just be like some random event or party. Like really like what you want to do. If it's your specific trip, plan it. Don't try and
because it will
let anyone else do it. Just
it
plan
will
it yourself.
suck you in, and it will take you on a whole other place.
Yeah. Okay, so you both have been, I'm gathering.
Yeah.
Once. So make sure
I went once.
Make sure you give it a try at Taco Bell's like liquor spot.
Oh, the cantina, yeah.
The cantina where you can get like any margarita flavor of like any soda or whatever.
Can I get like Baja Blast margarita?
Oh, I mean, yeah, absolutely.
All right,
double. You can do a double.
I am. Oh,
it's ridiculous. Now you're going to pay like $14-15, but that's what vacation is for.
Yeah. Or a excused absence.
So why did you go to Vegas?
Bachelor party. Yeah, my best friend Jimmy Miles. He was getting married, and that's what he wanted to do. It was a blast. Like, don't get me wrong.
Did you go like so? Set the table here. I want to hear both of these because I've always wanted to go to Vegas. My aunt used to live in Vegas, like literally right outside of Vegas.
What did she do for a living?
Yeah,
her and her husband were both teachers.
Okay.
What did they teach?
Elementary school.
Oh, okay, cool. Nothing weird.
Yeah. They taught gambling.
Oh, okay.
How to beat the system. I don't know.
But so I'm such a fucking tourist, right? Like when I travel a lot, like how do you call that? Simpleton? No. When I travel, I don't really care about like eating the very best or going to I just like to go and exist.
Right.
Like if I find myself at a fucking Del Taco in Denver, then I'm fine.
I mean, no, I found myself at 3 McDonald's whenever I was in New York City, and I was just like, you know what? I'm on a budget. I have this paycheck that just came to me on a Friday when I landed.
Yeah.
So how do you plan a trip to Vegas?
I was there for a reason. I was going to a punk rock festival. It was 2 days.
Nice.
I get there and like that's it. It's I know from the time of 3 p.m. to midnight, I'm going to be at this festival. I have nothing else to do.
But punk nuts.
However, Las Vegas, much like its sister city, New Orleans, 24-hour debauchery, it never fucking stops. So you may get done there, and then it's like, well, let's get a drink at a bar. Not like being in Oklahoma City or another city anywhere else in the country. It's like, oh, we'll get a bar, get a couple drinks at the bar, and last call, we'll just go back to the hotel room, just hit the hay.
Yeah.
No. You go to the bar, and then there's a slot machine that's right next to you. You're like, I'll put $1 in. And then you just like start winning money or losing money. And then they start bringing around drinks to you for free. And then before you know it, you're totally shit-faced drunk. And then somebody offers you drugs, and you take those drugs, and shit gets weird.
That didn't happen to me.
That was my experience.
That wasn't my experience.
That face was like, no.
Like, no one offered me drugs. What's up, Las Vegas?
Yeah, a little different.
I'm going to say offered. I think what it was slipped. Things get weird in Vegas.
Wait, you got Cosby?
My friend did.
Oh,
my friend,
your friend.
my friend got Cosby.
Yeah.
But no, it's
I'm doing jazz hands.
It's a lot of it's a lot of partying. We stayed on Fremont, old Vegas, which if you go, I suggest doing that. But yeah, plan. You have to, like our friend here said, you plan. Don't overly plan. Don't have like a fucking day runner of like do this. But know where you want to be around the times you want to be at.
Yeah, like are you going to Guy Fieri's restaurant?
Yes.
You're going to go gamble some roulette? Or are you going to watch your brother-in-law, which I did witness myself on my own trip, lose $500?
Oh, it sucks.
Not my brother-in-law, but the grooms. That was so crazy because our best friend, he was like, bet 00, Kel, and... oh man, he didn't bet 00 and he lost his $500.
Jesus. When I was there, I saw a dude, a friend of a friend. I'm standing behind him and he wins $1,500 back to back.
That's insane.
On a bar top slot machine.
I had one friend bet black 23, if I'm not mistaken. That's the exact color and number. And he was down a little bit. Won't say his name, but then he literally bet one time on black 23 and he got every bit of his dime back. So he came out even.
Yeah.
But did he know when to stop?
Oh, no, absolutely. No, he's a pro at exactly what he's knowing that he's doing.
A smart man once said, you got to know when to hold him. You got to know when to fold him.
That's true. I don't know when to fold him, though.
Yeah. Are you a gambler? Have you go to the casinos?
I mean, I've been to the ones in Oklahoma.
Sure.
The only time I really ever threw some money down, I went to see John Anderson, country artist from the 90s, with my old man. And we both love him. He's coming through Riverwind there. So we go down.
I think it's the best place to see John Anderson at a casino.
That's awesome.
I would go back in a second. So we go down, have some 3.2 beer. This is pre. I mean, you can go to the bar and get a little something a little bit stronger.
Yeah.
But no, we were just having some of them Coors.
Couple cold
John
Coors.
Anderson, Coors Light.
They go together like peanut butter and honey.
Well, so my dad bought my ticket. We had a great time, but I was like, man, I'm just gonna buy him a bunch of beers in exchange, and we're just drinking these tall boys, enjoying some 90s country jams, and then afterwards, I'm feeling like awesome.
Nice.
I got a little money in the bank.
Yeah,
I'm feeling good. So I go out and I start playing the slot machines. Now I don't know how to play cards. I don't know how to. I mean, I know how to roll dice, but I none of that.
You were doing emotion. I was like, I don't know how to.
I do know how to jerk off in Riverwind.
I don't know when to hold them or when to fold them.
Yeah, well, I always fold it. But so I was doing the slot machine, and I think I had like $50 like on my little card or whatever, and I got up to like $350.
That's when you pull it out.
I didn't though.
Oh,
I was drunk. I was so drunk. I was just like, fuck it, I'm going all in, and I lost it all in like 2 minutes.
Damn.
And did you immediately go, I should have pulled that at 350?
Oh yeah, 100%. I was like, oh no, what are you doing, Hot Shot?
Yeah.
You just blew your whole wad.
Wait, is that your gambling name, Hot Shot?
Oh,
Hot
yeah.
Shot. Got a jacket and everything. I think if you go to Vegas, you should maybe not gamble or lightly gamble.
Just go to a magic show.
What you do is you go see our good friend Garth Brooks. He's got a Vegas show. Actually,
is that what he's at? Is he there these days mostly?
Oh yeah, he's got a residency at some casino.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's made an ass of himself on the internet, but apparently it doesn't faze him. Have you seen these?
I have not.
Ooh.
Garth is back in a big way.
Oh.
Oh yeah, it's.
Do you have a video?
It's real bad. Let me set the stage while Josh is looking it up here. He, Garth was huge in the 90s. I mean, maybe would you say Garth Brooks is the biggest 90s country star?
I would agree to that. Mostly based off of old managers and bosses I've worked with who had so much respect for Garth Brooks. No, he's definitely done a whole lot, and he's come a far, far way, especially with just him being who he is.
Yeah, and he's an Oklahoma boy.
Exactly.
So yeah, he's back, and he's been posting these Instagram videos, and to say that they're cringe is
cringing at Garth Brooks hard.
Yeah, it's a huge understatement. Let's see, you might have to turn that up a little bit, Josh.
Oh no, I see so many other people cringing to this.
For us to love one another, all of us. Let's go have some fun, and let's get physical playing music. I like that thought.
What?
He's just.
I love this. Thank you for my life. God bless you guys.
Okay, this is like a mashup of them.
Thank you for my life. God bless you guys. Thank you. Instagram, it's on. Hashtag Ask Garth. Ask me anything, okay? Hashtag happy. Hashtag Garth. Hashtag Mr. Yearwood. Oh, hashtag you're it.
Oh,
so yeah.
Oh, so bad. The guy is clearly either on cocaine or
I think he's on some sort of medication. So that I didn't notice that the first time.
Hashtag Zoloft.
What hashtag happy? I'm like, you're on something.
Yeah.
What if he's just hashtag that weird dad or something? What if he's just being I don't know. I try and defend people, I guess, too often.
Hashtag self-aware.
He did hashtag Mr.
He's not
Yearwood.
self-aware, I guess.
He did hashtag Mr. Yearwood. His wife is Trisha Yearwood. Is that him trying to be like, hey, my wife hasn't had a record out in 20 years?
I don't know.
She's on Spotify.
Yeah, there was another one.
I'm not.
Where he's he was talking about, he was like, there was another one of these videos where he was like, oh, things I shouldn't talk about. Hashtag, and he starts rattling off all these things. And then he goes, hashtag Trisha's tease. And he makes the booby.
Yeah.
The booby.
That's a little
motion.
offensive.
Yeah, like you're talking about your wife's tits, dude.
That's offensive.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I think he's lost his goddamn mind. But here's the thing: he was the biggest name in country music.
Yeah.
Some might say still is.
Do you remember?
Yeah, did you?
I remember watching a video of Garth, like a live concert video back in the 90s, and he had the headset mic. There was rain
the New York
falling
one,
on
the
the
live
stage.
New York show.
Yeah, he was flying out over the crowd, being suspended by the
like Katy Perry.
Yeah, like the show choir wires. He was flying out. He was at the peak, man, and I think that I don't know. I think he's cracked.
So here's the thing. So he was in 1992, and I would say it was prime Garth Brooks. Hits were just coming out. He was 30.
Yeah. How is he now?
He was born in 62, so what does that make him?
56?
Yeah.
More or less.
So, but you get that heat and you ride it for a long ass time. Like you said, he had that Central Park show. All of his arena shows sold out. He basically brought pyrotechnics and stage performance like that to country music. He had a rock and roll show.
Yeah.
I mean, because of him, Motley Crue and shit did things where Tommy Lee would spin his drum kit around, do weird, crazy shit. Because, Garth jumped it up. So you ride that high for so fucking long, and then is that a point your brain just goes...
Well, imagine being Garth Brooks at the height of his fame in the mid 90s, early 90s, whenever that was.
Sure.
No one said no to him. He's the man everywhere he goes.
Right.
Kind of like Toby Keith.
I mean, wasn't he the pinnacle of country whenever Madonna was the pinnacle of pop, at the very top and everything?
Early 90s, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And now, I mean, I'm sure he's not hurting for money.
Oh, there's no way.
But do you think
he has so many radio royalties, guys?
Oh, dude,
for sure.
There's so many
hits.
Do you think though, even as rich as he got in the 90s, do you think he's doing this now because he got bored? If you were just a billionaire or multimillionaire, whatever, Do you think Garth is sitting at his home in Yukon just being like, shit, I need to go back out and make some more money because I want to put my great grandkids through school? Is he just want to like, I would feel like if I struck it rich, let's say I won the lottery or I started a business and I made millions of dollars, you know.
Yeah.
Part of me would be like, oh, fuck it. I would just quit and never work again and just sit around and do whatever I wanted all the time.
Right.
But do you get bored with that? Like, we're all human.
Yeah, I think it's that thing like they say, like when you retire and you stop working, like you're pushing yourself closer to death just because you don't have a purpose, quote unquote.
Yeah.
I think what it is Garth was doing his thing. He retired from country music and then came back a few years later doing his Vegas residency. And that's been going on for a while now. But these little social media videos have just popped up in the past, like maybe almost a year. Maybe not even that. I think what it is, it's yes man mentality from people in his camp, but I think it's also people in his camp going, you should really get on social media. You need to be on social media.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then he just goes head first into it, knowing nothing about it. Like how he did that hashtag with his fingers. Like, does that
I've
shit?
never seen
That
that
hasn't
before.
happened since Justin Timberlake and what was his name? From the Lonely Island.
Oh, the Dick in a Box thing?
Yeah, Dick in a Box guy.
Fuck's his name?
Andy Samberg.
Andy
Samberg,
Samberg.
yeah.
Sorry, Andy. Yeah, no, like that hasn't happened since like what, like 2006, 2007?
Yeah, I don't remember seeing it that. I think it's that, and then him just taking it and just going full to the other side of the page with it. And they're like, okay.
Hey, be the first country singer to do the hashtag.
Yeah. It's like, dude, Garth, reel it back. Reel it back.
But I mean, he's selling out arenas. He's doing his thing. I'm just worried. Is he gonna steer that fucking boat? Is he gonna steer it into the docks, fucking Britney Spears style, and then just go real crazy?
I mean,
Shave his head and,
yeah,
like-
shave his head.
Like, is it gonna
Slam
be
a
that?
broom into an SUV.
Like have like an old like a VH1 reality TV show like Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
You know,
boy.
I could see it happen.
Yeah, totally.
Or will he ever have a behind the music or like
I don't
was that
know.
the one where what was the one where it was always like and then some shit happened?
Usually that,
Behind
yeah.
music.
Had the narrator.
Well, but there was an influx of those happened a lot. Just celebrities that just
Like meltdowns?
meltdowns or public meltdowns that go crazy. You had Britney Spears, obviously. Miley Cyrus had one. Lindsay Lohan.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Amanda Bynes was a big one.
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Yeah. So, and I did not even think about her for a while. I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about the Britney Spears thing, and they brought up Amanda Bynes. I'm like, Amanda, what happened with her? And I had Googled. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot.
When she was wearing the wig and looked
just
bloated and sad.
she got a little nuts.
Yeah.
Sometimes you go a little nuts.
It happens, man.
Yeah.
It happens to the best of us. It happens to everybody. I mean, you can't deny, dude. There are times in my life where I'm not a celebrity, obviously, but sometimes I'm like, am I fucking crazy?
Dude,
Do you ever have that reality check, dude?
I don't say all the time because they're all the time. I think I'm great.
Every fucking day.
No, but there are times when I'm sitting there, I'm like, dude, does everyone have that thought that I just had? Like, am I crazy?
We all do.
Am I going nuts? Or, yeah, like, I don't know. Do you ever have that? Like, where you just like think, am I crazy? Am I going crazy? Or am I like having like a thought of like, we're talking about like, you know, like the Lindsay Lohan going off the rails, like these celebrities that just go off the rails. And theirs is because probably mostly from celebrity status, and for Lohan and Amanda Bynes and Britney Spears, it's probably from having it at a very young age.
Yeah.
And then not knowing what to do after that. But just as a normal person, like,
I mean, I feel like everyone goes through on their own personal matters, but I mean, when it comes to Hollywood, I'm also just like, is this a stunt? Is this just like something that's like trying to get us more attention? So we do come to your Las Vegas shows, or like we do hope to see you in another movie.
That's
like
a good point, man. People love a car crash.
I mean, I mean, there's definitely people out there, especially like young celebrities, you know, who like started off at like a teenage age, being grown into like the Hollywood scene. I can't relate, you know, that like do get dived into a world that's not supposed to be something that they should see. I feel like personally, but until they're a little bit more mature, older, can handle that kind of reality and everything like that. I don't know.
You ever think about that though? sometimes I'm like, when I was young, I was like, man, I really want to make it. Whether like when I was young, I used to race motocross, and I was like, I really want to be the next Guy Cooper or Jeff Emig or whatever. And then I got older and I started playing music.
Those are motocross people.
Yes. And then I got older and I was like, I want to be the next Kurt Cobain. Okay, maybe not so much later in life, but I want to be the next whatever.
Yeah.
But now that I'm like a little older and I'm doing, okay relatively in life, I'm like, I don't know if I really would ever want to be famous, man.
Yeah, I don't.
That's a heavy axe to bear, man.
I mean, I love my job. Don't get me wrong. I whenever I go out now, it's just kind of like, oh, hey, you're the Anthem guy.
Yeah.
Like, let's talk. And it's kind of like, it's not like a celebrity popularity sort of thing how I view it, but it's also just like, it's almost,
it's a thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Like people recognize you as you start to get out there more and more often. And I think on a Hollywood basis, I'd never want that.
Yeah, people, all the time. No. When I go out like once a month, people are like, oh, Robbie from Boys. What's up, dude? Let me buy you a beer. Yeah. I'm like, I'm not drinking tonight. I got to work at 7 a.m. the next morning, whatever. Yeah. But yeah, trust me, I know the feeling.
I know that. Getting noticed in public.
Actually, not at all. But
no, but I same thing, man. Like, and that's another thing where I think I get that "am I crazy" thing. I think everyone at some point, like my dad has no ability whatsoever in anything. I mean, he's a dude.
Wow.
No, I mean,
Happy Father's Day.
I mean, artistic wise, like my dad,
right.
He doesn't.
He's
do
a working
music.
man.
He's a working man.
Yeah.
So I doubt my dad ever had like dreams of being a rock star or a movie star. There's people that don't. But
your dad totally did.
I wanted to be like, the second I learned how to play 3 chords, it's like, I'm gonna make it.
Oh, you're hitting the road, dude.
Hitting the road.
You're buying the van.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do it. And then, and you keep that up probably through your 20s because you start getting real serious with it. But yeah, like looking back, like if it, let's say my high school band, whatever, made it the way I wanted it to, it would have crashed and burned so fucking quickly.
Totally.
Just
quicker than that.
So quick.
Quicker than quick.
Quicker than quick. Well, do you think about that? Like, there's always a way. Like you said, people like a car crash. There's always these waves of like, what's popular now. Like when we were in high school, like pop punk was becoming huge. So labels signed any fucking band that sounded pop punk. In the 90s, everyone was trying to find that next Nirvana. So it's like, I think,
or the new metal or whatever.
The new thing. And then for every, Papa Roach, there's some shithole band from Scranton that, got signed, but no one bought their record.
Yeah.
Or they're on a sampler somewhere. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Well, it's so funny because like when I was younger, I was like, oh, I want to make it to the top. Right. And now it's like, I'm happy with being in the middle.
Dude, I'm happy with being below the middle.
Right below the middle?
Yeah, like, you know where the spotlight is?
Yeah.
I just want to be right outside. You can make out my frame, but you don't know any details about me.
Feels good.
I like that. Yeah. A silhouette of yourself, but like it's not the entire picture.
Yeah.
Totally.
I'm into that.
Well, we got to wrap up soon, guys. Jesse, is there anything else you want to talk about? You got anything for us in closing?
I mean, just if you're looking for a good time, good beer, and just like a casual hangout, just come to the tap room, honestly. I mean, we're open Monday through Thursday from noon to 9, and then Friday, Saturday until like 10ish. And it's a hard 10ish until we get proved that we can be open later.
Cool.
And then Sundays until like 12 to 6.
A hard 10ish.
Yeah, it's kind of like we get people who come by after the Thunder games on the weekends, and we get people who just don't really come by. So I try to give my bartenders a little bit of incentive, like, hey, you've been here since noon, so close early if it's dead, but if it's busy, then make more money.
Yeah.
But no, we got the Ride or Die rad release on Thursday, kicking off at around 5 o'clock. Tons of stuff. Just check it on Facebook for the event page and everything like that.
We'll be sure to put all that in the details of the episode.
Guys.
So
yeah.
Jesse, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
By,
it was
man.
awesome talking about all the random things.
Yeah, we'll have you back sometime.
Please.
And we'll pick up where we left off on next week's Boys.
Bye.
Bye.